Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Perkins Custom Swimbait channel here. Appreciate everyone taking some time to watch today's video. In today's video, we're going out on the water for a day of swimbait fishing in ultra clear water. You know, conditions of the day, the water temperature was right around that 80-degree mark first thing in the morning. We had ultra clear water, visibility down, 10 plus feet of viz. So come along, we're gonna go in and we're gonna check out how everything kind of played out, and then following all the fishing footage, we're gonna go through the rod, reel, line, and bait setup for the day. So here we go.
And see, these bass, they will just see it in these like little crevices of these rocks. There he is. Yeah, he's a no keeper. No count. And he's went and butchered himself. Number one. Oh. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna have to get this one out first if I can. Okay. Okay. Oh. Sorry, buddy. That didn't put your eye out. He'll be all right. All right, number one. And also a too small to keep. Should have been watching instead of paying attention to the stupid screen. Would have had at least one. So they're on it. Boy, they're in the back. There he is. Got him. Yeah, buddy. Do I have two? No, I just got one. It's a good size one, though. Yeah. It's a largemouth. Huh. Boy, is that a surprise. All right. Definitely have to retie the hook. 2. They're out in the middle. Buddy, you're bleeding on me. Oh. .233 largemouth. Caught him out here suspended chasing bait. Let's see if we can get another one real quick. Had to get it deeper. Finally got it figured out.
All right, so first off, started early that morning, and as y'all could kind of tell, we were on that like bluff wall kind of channel swing bank. And like I talked in some of my previous videos, during the summertime, that is a key area that I really focus on. Those fish can move up and down that little bluff edge so easily, it's not even a question. They can just go up, down, all around and never have to actually, you know, expend tons and tons of energy. So, but they're hunting. I mean, this time of year, their metabolism is high. They are going to be hunting, going nonstop. So, you know, like most people, I really enjoy throwing topwater for, you know, fish. And turns out I started early that morning with the evergreen shower blows. For anyone, you know, that's already tuned into this channel over the past couple of weeks, you've seen this bait really get a lot of use on my lineup. So this is the evergreen shower blows. This is that ghost olive color. It's a really nice, like, semi-transparent bait. You know, it's been catching some really nice fish for me. This fish that caught today, you know, it was really small, and I ended up hooking it on all 3 trebles. So that's why, you know, I didn't really take a weight on it, didn't even measure the fish. I just wanted to get it back in the water so that it wouldn't really bleed out that much. But hooked him, no problem. As you could kind of see, and I was paying attention to this when I was fishing the bait, you know, walking the bait, the smallmouth came up and hit it, but it didn't eat it the first time. And I think it actually hit it a second time and didn't eat it. The third time was when it got caught. So just keep that in mind when you're throwing these big walk the dog type topwaters. If you're noticing that fish short striking it, keep going. Don't stop, because it's liable to come right back and try to attack it. You know, oftentimes with smallmouth, they try to attack and injure the bait or their food prior to eating it. So I think that's exactly what that fish was doing here. It just wanted to try to attack and hurt it. So ended up catching it on that 3rd hit. Once again, still running that same line, that 20-pound copolymer on the main line, or excuse me, the leader line, and then running 50-pound braid as the actual main line. This is the 7-3-1 Tatula 200 with that Daiwa Tatula 7-3 swim bait rod. So that's my go-to for these big walk the dog top waters. Easy, so easy to be able to walk the dog and not have to worry about it slapping the water so much. All right, next up, Jethro 7.5. So I know that you don't get to see any actual catches on this bait, but this bait got so much interaction out of fish that day, I don't want to not really discuss it. The key here with this bait is how this bait has actually been running, and what ended up happening that day as to why I didn't catch those fish. So multiple times it was non-stop basically. This bait should have caught probably upwards of 5 to 6 fish. Biggest end of it was my fault, especially 2 of them in particular. I literally jerked the bait out of their mouth. I wasn't watching the bait. I was actually focusing on just looking at it, you know, another brush pile as to where to present the bait next, and here comes these 2 big smallmouth coming after it, and literally, you know, you just start twitching it. And you know, if you can get the fish to hit the bait prior to them seeing the boat, you definitely tend to you know, have better success. And that's exactly what happened to me. Was I ended up working the bait close enough to the boat that they actually got to see me in the boat, and they just dove away. They won't hit it if they see you. So, but this is the Jethro 7.5. This is a bait that I make. If you have any interest in looking into this bait, feel free to shoot me a comment down below. Also, I leave my email, Facebook, and Instagram information in the description below. Feel free to send me an instant message on any of those platforms and I'll get back to you. Do have several available, both in the 7.5 and the 6.0 size right now, in this like purple gizzard color. This one has really seen the wear on it. You can see a lot of hook rash, and it's had its fair share of you know, really nice fish on it so far this year. So looking forward to letting this bait just keep rolling this year, and it has went through it. I've been looking actually at like my joint and just how much these fish have been attacking this bait. But running 15-pound P-line FloraClear on it, the silver box P-line FloraClear, the 300 8-to-1 Tatula, Daiwa Tatula 300, and then the Omega Heavy Leviathan swim bait rod. I mean, honestly, this is the perfect combo for how I like to work this particular glide bait. So that's this setup. All right, last and the dogs have decided they needed to talk. They hadn't made an appearance yet in this video, so they're making sure they get their quota in. But lastly is the 6 cents whale. This is the Whale 6.0. I've got it rigged as a line through, as you can kind of tell. That is my preferred method to throw the whale. So I had actually ran across a video, and Lake Pro Tackle had put that video out about how to rig the 6-inch whale for a line through. So I decided to go ahead and try it on my waters to see how I liked it. So what I've done is, this is the Ghost Ice Blue or Ghost Ice color. I think it's called the Ghost Ice color. But as you can kind of tell, it's very transparent. It's got some blue flake in it. And it's a really nice bait, and I've got it rigged with a ton of nail weights. But what I've done here is rigged it on a line through. I do have the straw system in here in place, as you know, to be able to help my line through to where I don't rip and tear the bait so bad. I am running an Owner ST36. This is a size number 1, I believe. Fantastic hook for the size of the bait. You don't have to go super big, but it just works really well for this bait, and it fits perfectly on the bait, no problems whatsoever. I am running, So I'm actually running braid to leader on this particular bait. This is the 12-pound CXX copolymer, P-line copolymer with, it's got it has 80-pound Max Quattro braid on this reel. But I have a huge leader. I mean, probably 50 feet worth of leader. So the braid is more so backing than it is anything else, but it allows me to cast this bait extremely long distances. And as you can kind of tell within this video, what I was really targeting is these fish that were offshore, kind of really scattered on this point / island top, and they were feeding on bait balls everywhere. So what I was doing is I was utilizing the live scope to be able to pinpoint where the fish were under the water, and I would just throw this out, okay? So I started out rigging this very similar to how the Lake Pro Tackle video is set up, as to, like, you know, you'll use just a handful of nail weights, 2 nail weights, one in the tail section of the bait, and then one kind of located right here in the head section. Well, what ended up happening was I couldn't get the bait deep enough, and that's why you see so many nail weights here. I have 3 nail weights in the head of this bait to be able to get the depth that I needed. And to be honest, I'm even considering, you know, playing around with this a lot more. I really like the bait. This is a new bait for me. I've had this bait now for probably about a month, maybe 2 months, but I've been really trying it out and playing around with it, but I couldn't ever get it deep enough. This is similar to how I have to rig my mag drafts. You know, in this ultra clear water, these bass are so visually keen. They see everything. And because of that, they've got bait all around them. So why are they going to attack a bait that's 5 feet in front of them versus a bait that I have to come all the way to the surface to get? Now, don't get me wrong, they absolutely will do it. I mean, topwater is a prime example of they will do it. But this, I wanted it to get closer to them because I was targeting a bigger class of fish. And you can see in this video, you know, the smallmouth at the beginning of this video was so much smaller than the largemouth that I ended up catching on this bait. And that largemouth took the whole bait down. Now, when you see it come up and shake, you'll see the bait slides up like a perfect line through, and it preserves the bait. And, you know, as far as cost effectiveness goes, it's hard to beat this bait. You get, for $10, you get a 3-pack of these 6-inch whales in a 6-inch size. So it's a whole lot more cost effective than like the Freestyle Mag Draft. And it works just as well, in my opinion. I actually like the bait better because I like the color options. But honestly, for me, this is probably going to be my primary color. I may end up trying like the platinum white or the clear water rose a little bit later, but for the most part, it's this ghost ice color. That's really a color I like really well. As far as rod and reel, I'm throwing this on my 795 Dobbins and Dobbins Fury, and then on the reel it's the Tatula 200 and that 6.3 to 1. You know, just slow rolling it. Don't have to have that high speed on the soft baits. So that's kind of what I was doing. You know, stick around. I'm sure that I'll be experimenting a lot more with this bait, but also got plenty of, you know, fun stuff to kind of play around with, and we'll figure out together. So I'd love it if anyone has any experience with the 6-inch whale in the 6-inch size. Just leave that down below. I'd love to know. And also, if you all use any other baits as line throughs, I'd love to hear some of your feedback as to what are some of your favorite baits that you personally turn into line through swim baits. Here where I live, our smallmouth, they are so notorious to target up after baits. So the line through system or the belly rig treble just is, to me, it just feels like it is far superior than a jig hook for bigger swim baits when those smallmouth are attacking, because they're feeding up. So it works so much better for us, or at least me in my experience. Now, when you get into like your 2.8, 3.8 Kitex, you know, I'm right there with everyone throwing like a jig hook. But in the case of these bigger ones, I really am liking these belly hooks or the line through system. So I'd love to hear anyone's, experience as to what do you use, what are some of your favorite swim baits that you personally use as a line through, or that you buy, like the 316 Rising Sun. I've got several of those and I really enjoy using those. Just so happened that day, the day on the water, I was using the 6 cent whale. So appreciate everyone taking some time to watch today's video. If you've enjoyed this video and hung around this long, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate that, and it helps the YouTube algorithm understand that people are watching the content, and it gets the video out to more people. Please also, if you haven't already, please hit the little subscribe button and the little notification bell. All that does is just gives you updates as to when new videos comes out. It's completely free, doesn't cost a thing. I'll see you in the next video.